What is the main reason for your resignation at this time?
I've always thought that party leadership should change hands at a time when there's not much going on within the party. Unfortunately, county chairmen are elected in May and take office in June, just before a general election. I think that now, when it's a quiet time in the party, a new chairman can have an opportunity to serve for about 6 or 8 months before running for election, perhaps, and give him a little over a year before another general election, and therefore he'd be able to do us a better job.
Has Earl Luna been named, or is he being considered for your post?
Well, you know, the executive committee, all 293 precinct chairmen, will meet on May 21st to make a selection. I think it's reasonable to expect that they will consider the incumbent party officers for promotion, and certainly Earl is a long-time Democrat and an active party worker, and I think he would be certainly considered favorably by the committee.
Next Saturday, May 10th, voters in Fort Worth will be asked to authorize an increase in their school taxes. Unless you're accustomed to talking about things like local maintenance fund tax ceilings, interest and sinking funds, and potential interest rates, the issues can be a little difficult to understand. But what it boils down to in everyday dollars and cents talk is that taxes will go up about 69 cents per $1,000 of market value for your property. So, suppose your home is valued at $20,000, your taxes would go up about $1.38 per month. School Superintendent Julius Trulson held a press conference this morning to outline exactly what the issues are.
It would be easy at this time to answer the leading questions that we have been given with equally malicious or leading answers. I refuse to allow a small group of dissenters to lead me into such a discussion. There are a few irrefutable facts that the general public needs to hear. One, the only way we can raise money in Fort Worth to support our schools is by the real estate ad valorem tax. The cost of teachers, buildings, maintenance, supplies, and materials have advanced. Every article of service has been increased. So has educational expenses. When they go up and the number of pupils increase, more money is needed. We only have one way to get it. Or we can reduce our programs or our personnel. This is really the issue. Failure to pass this election would be a catastrophe for Fort Worth, for its pupils, and for future generations. We'll lose our better teachers, and we'll have to reduce many of our programs. I do not believe that this is what Fort Worth wants. Our teachers have not received a wage or salary increase for 2 years. The last pay increase was $540 per year, which amounted to $45 a month before taxes and other deductions.
Trulson pointed out that the cost of operation for the schools over the past 5 years has increased 35%. But through what he called economical and efficient operation, the cost per student has gone up only 27%. The legislature is currently considering a bill which would equalize school taxes across the state. And as Superintendent Trulson has repeatedly pointed out, Fort Worth at the moment is getting nothing like its fair share of tax money from the state. If it were equal statewide, we'd be getting $3.5 million more than we are. but the legislature seems unlikely to do anything about it, at least this session. Thus, they've called the tax increase election. If it is passed, the schools will get $1,650,000 additional dollars Trulson says they must have. Jerry Taft, Channel 8 News, Fort Worth.
Recently, there appeared an article in all of the local newspapers concerning an extortion ring at one of the Arlington junior high schools. We feel like the justice is not being done to our children by these kind of stories hitting the front page. In this same school, we have a group of youngsters called Up With People group that make up a group of over 130 children that travel all over the state performing shows of goodwill and patriotic nature. They do this at their own cost. They don't make no profit off of it. They have showed in some 50 performances throughout the state. And this type of publicity is always on the back page, if at all. We feel like these kids are doing this school a great favor. They're not receiving, like I said, no pay for it. It's strictly on their own time. The director is a teacher at the school. He receives no pay for his time. They travel on their own time. They put on shows for their own time. And we feel like this type of news ought to be on the front page along with the bad. Because although there may be one or two bad children at our school, we feel like there is hundreds more that make up for the bad.